Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going through our top 50 games of all time, 2020.
Yes, so today we're going to be tackling our number 40 through number 31. If you missed our 50 through 41, go back and check that out, kind of explain what we're doing, all the different, parameters that we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to lead us off with number 40?
I would love to. My number 40 is Imperial Settlers. I actually don't get to play this game a lot. It's not a part of our collection. It's part of our grander friend collection. But I just remember being taught this at Gen Con like 4 years ago or 3 years ago or whoever years ago. The guy who taught it was so excited about this game that
he worked at Portal, right? I think he was a Portal employee.
Was he? He was just so excited about this game that energy rubbed off on me and it never faded.
Yeah, this is your brother has it.
Yes.
My brother-in-law, and it's a good time.
It is.
All right, so my number 40 is Firefly, the game. So this is, it's based off of the Firefly show. You are traveling around the verse. It's got pick up and deliver. It's got bad guys. You're sometimes the bad guys. It's got smuggling operations, illegal goods, your shootouts, you're misbehaving. It's just a good time.
It is a good time.
It is a space epic in the true sense.
Yeah. My number 39 is Carpe Diem. This is a Feld game. It's kind of a lighter Feld game. Who even knows what that means anymore? I don't even know what that means anymore, but it's a tile game.
It's an accessible Feld.
Sure.
I wouldn't say it's light, but it's definitely more accessible than some.
It's, very typical in the sense that theme has absolutely nothing to do with the game and the artwork is bland, but the mechanics are pretty fun.
Yeah. All right, so my number 39 is Kanban. Now, this is a heavy one. This is a game all about car parts, which is unfortunately my industry that I'm in. And so whenever I play it, I'm like, I feel like I'm at work. And it doesn't help that it's on the heavier side too. But that being said, the mechanics are really, really fun. You've got a supervisor that's looking over you, trying to make sure that you're testing these different car parts, that you have to buy them and test them, install them, and it's kind of live the life cycle of a part.
We backed the Kickstarter too.
Yes, there's a Kanban EV coming out. So look forward to that in a future review. I'm looking forward to playing that, seeing that what they add to the game.
Yeah. My number 38 is Architects of the West Kingdom. This is what is this?
It's a worker placement.
Oh my gosh. This is a worker placement game.
You place workers.
It's really late when we're recording this. It's a worker placement game that has this really seamless, nonstop action turn order, which is just beautiful when you play. There's like no stop to what's going on, and it's really neat how that works out.
Mm-hmm. My number 38 is Forbidden Desert. This is that classic cooperative game where you are trying to collect all these different sets of cards. Yeah, it's a family weight game, and it's got a really cute theme. It's got nice components to it. It's really one of the first cooperative games I think we played.
Probably. And
we still have it, and we still play it, and we can play it with our daughter now. And even though it's on the lighter side, it's still pretty tough to win. And it's a blast.
Because you have to do it legendary.
Yeah, we only put it on the hardest setting. That's why our win rate's probably not super great, but it's the best way to play.
My number 37 is Trajan. This is another Feld game. This is kind of a game that introduced me into that next level of gaming. I remember when we first played it and I was just like blown away by there being so many different options and how you would have to... this is probably what introduced me to point salad as a term. Mm. And so that was really exciting for me. It holds a very special place in my heart.
So Fuse is my number 37. Fuse is a real-time cooperative dice game. You are just furiously rolling these dice just as fast as possible, trying to match up colors and the numbers on the dice in an effort to save the spaceship from blowing up. Also, not a great win rate, but Fuse is a good time.
My number 36 is The Princes of Florence. This is another older game that I am very fond of. We don't play it a lot because... It's
3 to 5 players for one thing.
It's 3 to 5 players for one thing, and then the box art is just like so boring that like I never see it on our shelf. Like kind all these other things. Yes, it does, which is unfortunate. We get it out, we have to relearn it every single time we play it because it's always so long between plays. But every time I play it, I'm like, why don't we play this more? It's a blast.
My number 36 is Navigador. This is a rondel kind of action selection game where you're taking off from Portugal and you are sailing around the world trying to discover all these different things. There's this market of these different goods, and you're exploring. Man, it is really fun. It's got a kind of almost like a race element to it, and I'm a sucker for rondels, and this is really cool.
My number 35 is King Domino. So this is a tile drafting game where you're trying to just build your area and try to score points based on how you're placing those. This also has a really neat turn system of how it bases you on who's choosing the tiles next turn, and I really like how that rotation works.
My number 35 is Gizmos. So when I
This is fun.
yeah, we didn't talk about our list prior, so this is kind of a surprise.
This is like a huge hit at NewMeCon.
Yeah, which is our world-class level convention. You should totally come.
Our last name's Newmeyer.
Yeah,
Okay.
limited seating and all that. It's very exclusive. But Gizmos, when I first saw it on the table, I thought, gimmick, pass. But in actuality, it has this really strong engine building game where you are buying these cards with these marbles in order to get more marbles, in order to turn those into more cards, and your engine turns faster and faster and faster. I love engine building. This is just a pure engine builder. That's just what it is, and I love it.
My number 35 wouldn't even be on Ryan's top 100.
34,
yeah. My 34 wouldn't even be on...
It's in my bottom 10.
Oh my gosh, that's not true. But it is Fantastic Beasts: Perilous Pursuits. I really like the win ratio on this game, which is like you never win, and it's really fun for me. And I like the rolling dice and just really trying and failing. I think that's fun. Okay, I enjoy that.
Speaking of games that I never win, number 34 is Russian Railroads for me. This is it's another worker placement game where you are trying to extend your rails farther and farther out. You've got 3 different tracks that you're working towards. There's all different engines. You get stronger and stronger engines. There's more and more valued goods that you're trying to ship, but you have to ship the lower value goods first. And the points are like in the 300-400s. It's not like 40 versus 50. It's like 380 versus 370. It's a game of ripple effects and minor points being worth a lot in the end. And I never ever win, but it is a good time.
My number 33 is Pandemic Iberia. This just had beautiful artwork that really captivated what you were trying to do and kind of engrossed you into that world. It was very good.
My number 33 is like everybody else's number 1, which is Gloomhaven. Oh. And the reason is we haven't really played a whole lot of scenarios yet. So as we play more scenarios, this may crawl up the list. Who knows? As it is, I'm impressed. It is, this scenario-driven, I would say miniatures game, but it's a dungeon crawl cooperative thing. We were pretty late on the train for Gloomhaven, and like I said, we haven't played that many scenarios yet, but I can just kind of see the potential and see how this is going to be a really good time. But only being a few games in, it's hard to say. It's only at 33 for now.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying our sessions.
This was really sad because we had set up like these gaming nights and then
all this happened.
2020 existed.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 32 is The Resistance Avalon, specifically Avalon. I don't call it The Resistance, I just call it Avalon. This is a hidden role game. Good guys, bad guys, but you don't know who's who, and it is hilarious. I love playing this with my family, especially my nieces. It's just a huge blast as everybody's saying that somebody's on the bad guys. No, I'm a good guy because of this. No, I'm a bad guy because of this. And
no one's saying they're a bad guy, except for you.
I've done that before. But the nice thing about this is it doesn't last too long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. So you get that funness without it being like, okay. So that's my thoughts on Avalon.
My number 32 is Star Realms. This is like the ideal 2-player kind of battling deck building game. it kind of opened my eyes to what 2-player games could be too. You know, as far as a battle kind of a game. You have your 50 points of health, and you're trying to beat each other down. But there's cards that can let you draw more, cards that let you color your deck, cards that boost your health back up. It is endlessly expandable.
Have you physically played this game before?
Have.
Oh.
I have. Because one of our friends, a game night, has like every expansion ever, which is glorious.
I thought you only played on the app.
Yeah, no, the app is spectacular. I highly recommend the app for Star Realms. And also, there is a two-on-two variant, like a team variant, which is a really good time too.
All right. Well, lastly for this session, my 31 is code names, and I am doing all code names. It's just the general code names. I really like this system. I like, original code names. I like code names Duet. I like code names Harry Potter. I just like the code names system.
All right, so my number 31 is Century Spice Road, or we could do the Golem Edition. Either way, the base game is the same.
Another hit at Numicon.
It was another hit at Numicon, but yeah, this is it's an engine building game where you're taking low level goods, you're turning them into high level goods, selling those for points, and it's just the turns go so fast. It just literally seconds, and the next person's already ready to go, and it just absolutely flies as you're playing this game.
We should play that when we're done with this.
I'm down. I love this really fast engine building game. All right, so Century Spice Road, my number 31, and that is the close of our list for today.
Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to see when our next list drops. You can always subscribe to us on YouTube under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews, and you can follow us on Facebook under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. If you want to see pictures of games we're currently playing, follow us on Instagram under Ryan and Bethany. And if you want to chat with us, reach out to us on Twitter under Ryan and Bethany 1.
Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We will see you next time.
Bye.